doing that, and that's where I'm going to be improving on. So, anyway, we have, let me see, Thomas. From the online dictionary, evaluate. To ascertain or fix the value or worth of. To examine and judge, carefully appraise. Long, long ago, in a galaxy far, far away, Thomas was an auditor. Thankful that those days are far behind him, but employing his skills to carefully appraise a situation he is happy to do, to evaluate Nell today. May the force be with all of us.
Greetings, fellow time travelers, wherever we are. I am evaluating Nell on speech number 2. And so, unfortunately, Nell forgot her book today. Area for improvement, that's fine. She has a very nice binder.
Oh, thank you.
Where she had all the other manuals and everything else. I said, you're so lucky because I happen to have an extra book today. And it was in my car. And then I find out this is Mitch's book. So why I had Mitch's book.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, that has nothing to do with the evaluation. So, what we were looking at, organize your speech. And first of all, look at the speech value. Very good speech value because it's something we can all relate to. In other words, we've all been in relationships, and we have all blown it in relationships. And so what she says, and we all have, not just me. I know what you're thinking. Okay? I know what Michelle's thinking, okay? Anyway, that face. What she said, how do you change it, how do you fix it, or more importantly, how do you keep it from happening? So in other words, we could be interested because we could relate, and it was a speech that was leading us to improvement in this very important area of our life. She was very prepared. That's the next item to look at as far as organization. Can I see your notes?
Too many of them, but yes.
She had lots and lots of notes. We'll talk about that later, but that does show she was very prepared, right?
Yes, yes.
Doesn't quite need all those notes. That's the areas for improvement. But one thing is for sure, she was very prepared.
Yes.
Okay? Not really so much need for research because it was more based on personal experience, but she obviously had rehearsed it. So a very good job of preparation, rehearsal. It was very organized. There was a clear opening, body, and conclusion, very logical and clear. The opening, being attention-getting, she asked, have you ever been taken for granted? So that was thinking, of course we've been taken for granted. Haven't we all been taken for granted?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
No. Now, one thing, I kind of learned this in sales training, not that I'm a great salesperson, but perhaps it's better to open not with a yes-no question, but with a question like, how have you been taken for granted? Okay, because if you say, have you ever been taken for granted? You say, of course, and then you want to move on. But you say, how have you ever been taken for granted? It kind of makes you take a pause. The pause that refreshes, and think about it for a little while to get you a little bit more involved and engaged in the speech. So that might be a little bit of an improvement. And that's what I try and not ask yes/no questions. I try and get people more involved. Thank you. I had that coming. But it was very attention-getting. The examples, the body, 2 great examples. One very interesting one, Lisa, an interesting relationship going from your subordinate to your boss.
Yeah.
Kind of like, where this is going. Doesn't look like a good ending. We're going to land on the rocks over here. But because of her skills of helping us improve, it lands in a very good place. Red light, thank you, Denny. Because you tell me about the lights all the time. Conclusion was very good with the quote from the poet. So she started with a question, had 2 examples, and then another question, very good. Good transitions. Be more effective, again, lose your notes, which is easy, you can do that. Very good eye contact, very natural, and very organized. Thank you very much.